Good night, good night. Blessings, my people. Welcome to another episode of the All Over It podcast. Blessings, my family. It's love alone. I really appreciate all you. And yeah, today, November 11th, 2025, we have All Over It podcast episode 28. Don't know. Blessings and love, my boy Clem. Big up my boy David one time, as I always tell you. Me and my boy David certified. Don't play with that. Check. I I'll be straight and I'll be real. Good evening, DTM Maria. I had a grand episode in store, but I'll be straight. I don't have the energy I had this morning when I put together the post and thing for the podcast. But either ways, I say, wow, consistency is key. Like I said last week, which I recommend you go check out that episode. Yeah, straight up. But yeah, consistency. Like I just said last week, I've been steady on this podcast straight since I start. Straight. And today will be no different. I can't fall out. Nothing can actually me out. God is with me always. Check. So yeah, today I just have to say, yeah, I'm back home in St. Martin. So my last two episodes, okay, good. Exactly. I practice say what I preach. So I have to show up no matter what. Yeah, no matter what the circumstances. But don't worry, we're going to talk. But yeah, I'm back in St. Martin. One thing I gotta say though, I feel good to be back home now. But I'll be lying to you if I say I didn't miss Colombia. Just a little bit. Maybe a little lot. One thing I could say, that trip gave me perspective. It gave me a lot of inspiration, a lot, and it reminded me about a lot of things that real. But one thing in particular, sometimes you gotta step out of your comfort zone to wake up your spirit. You gotta really do things that you wouldn't normally do to elevate yourself. And I guess that's the motivational message I have for you today. Sometimes it's good to look at things from a different perspective, a different lens. When you step away, like my people in St. Martin would know the talk, helicopter view, you know? You need a helicopter view sometimes. You gotta like take a step back and observe and watch things from a different lens, a different perspective. And I could tell you, like I said, this trip really gave me perspective. So today, like I said, my episode is/was all about, how seeing other cultures and environments just give you new eyes, new gratitude, new motivation to conquer your goals. So I would like to ask in the chat, who here loves to travel or, has a place that they've always dreamt of visiting? Drop it in the chat. I want to see some dream destinations. I ain't gonna lie, I can't say Colombia was one of my dream destinations. It's nice. I say I would like to go there, but I'm glad I went, and it really, like I say, give me perspective. Rightfully, I had intention to pull up the Google Earth again, show Colombia, show exactly where I was, because I was in South Cali. And okay, Dubai, that a nice one. That's a nice one. Oh, yo, Maldives. You're going far, but Argentina. I would like to go there too. We could take that trip together, bro. We don't know. All these places you say I would like to go. And truthfully, me going Colombia make me say like, bye. We really gotta go places. We gotta stop playing games and get we act together and see other things. Even from when I was living in Miami, to be honest, like when I went up there for school, Aruba is a good one. I actually was invited to Aruba when I was in Colombia because they had some people from Aruba there and they invite me to come Aruba. But yeah, we're gonna talk about that. But I could say when I was in the States going to college, I see a lot of things. I think I even mentioned that I would say the most grand thing I see when I was in the States is the Hard Rock Hollywood Guitar Hotel. Literally a hotel, maybe couple like at least 100 stories in the shape of a hotel, which had different light shows and sending lights up in the sky and all type of different extravagance. And I used to watch that and check in like, wow, like honestly, the first thing I thought to myself is buy money spent, will I buy? But they also had me checking like, wow, imagine who engineered that? Like, what made them think about that? So things like that is really open your mind, you know. Thank you, Adorno. Thank you for the welcome back. I appreciate it very much. Love alone to Allah. You real talk. I don't even know. I appreciate that so much. Real talk. I just have to say that. I have to take this point in time to say I really appreciate you for tuning in. Every week the love I receive and it's much appreciated. Trust and believe it don't go over my head. Without you, it don't make no sense I come in here. Without the people listening, without you, what's the sense of me even coming on? I'd be talking to myself. So I appreciate you. I just have to say that. I guess that was a little commercial side note, quick break to say that. Quick message. PSA. But yeah, love alone. And yeah, being in Miami really give me perspective. Like, okay, I'll share this with you. I use my family now. I feel like I'm a very reticent person now. I understand that. I don't share my deepest, you know, feelings and things. So just so, but I feel like could share with you. We got a lot of love here, man. Right? I use my family. I use my people. Right? I think so. Right? Let me know. But when I was in Miami, one thing that had stand out to me is a drive-through car wash. I do that a couple times and I check it out. I need to open one of these in Cincinnati. I doing all right, my cousin. God bless. With the grace of God, I hear standing firm. You know, God's grace. But yeah, so some might know, my people close to me would know, like, I had a car wash business open. Actually, I went legitimately open a car wash business here in St. Martin. And I was doing my thing, but one of my aspirations was slash is to open a drive-through car wash here in St. Martin. Because here in St. Martin, everybody love the car clean. That's one thing. Everybody, they willing to either get up early morning, clean the car every day, or go bring it to the car wash at least once a week. So that's good opportunity. Let me put it like that. That's market. Check. And like I say, couple times when I was in the States, I drive through these car wash and I check it like this is what I need to open. It's so simple. Literally. I do some research on it. If you want to like franchise, it's kind of expensive, maybe like 500,000 or so. One of the best ones, pricing wise, I'd say. But yeah, I was looking into it. Could even order the equipment from China or wherever supplier. You don't gotta go through no franchise. And yeah, once you got your thing set up proper, I always say I'll set it up and buy like extra equipment. So like not like double, but make sure like something of the most important equipment that you know you need that can break down, buy extra of that. So you know you got storage of that. If anything, the people then who set it up train your people on how to operate, technician, fix it, everything. Good. Good business. When I was in the States, it used to be so nice. Like I telling you, you drive in, you pay your money, card, or even if you got cash, you push it in the machine, you drive in, you do a thing, you sit down comfortable in the car. You could get either the basic or they have higher packages or clean. Good. After that, they used to have free vacuum. So after you drive out, you they got like the section you could pull up, vacuum running all the time, you vacuum out your car. My bike lane for sure would be familiar. Anybody who living in the States would be familiar. That's normal. But anyways, in the States we don't have that. It's just normal hand wash or like they had a one that you could use that you're putting in coins and then you gotta wash your car yourself. But there is a company on the let me say western side of the island that have like a kind of drive-in thing, but it's not like a drive-through car wash style, but still, so I dropped some game on our radio straight off the bat. Anyways, yeah, go out, see things, take a glimpse of life. Life ain't just what you see in your bubble, what you see in your environment. There's a lot to life, and when you leave your environment, it's just give you perspective. So yeah, like I say, I had all intentions to pull up Google Earth once again, but just saying, I did that last week and the week before because while I was in Colombia, I showed fruits I had. Literally, you could ask my bike Clem. We talk about different mangoes. I show them on the video, and I show pictures of different animals I see, all kind of different things. So if anything, I'll tell you check that episode. It no, I ain't segment that one yet. So for that I'm sorry. But yeah, everything right there. Go skip through if you want. But yeah, I pull up Colombia so you could see exactly where it is in the geographical earth. You could see where St. Martin is. I show you. I went to Curacao first because my flight was to Curacao, then over to Panama. Then from Panama, I went to Cali, Colombia. Check. So yeah, I guess I'm one of these YouTubers right now driving you to my other videos and thing, but nah, they ain't that type of party. It's not intentional. It's just like I say, I had all intentions to pull up the Google Earth and show you, even pull up some other videos, some other pictures and other things I saw. Because I actually see a great fox. That one shocked me. I tried catch a video, but I ain't get a good video. But one thing I could say too, this trip had me checking. I need a new phone. I need some type of like good camera so that like when I out and I see things, I could capture these moments. Like I need like honest to are you? Like you ever see like those Discovery Channel people out in the wilderness, out in the jungle with these big long cameras that got a lens like about this long? I was checking by, I think I need one of those, but nah, that's overkill. But I need something for sure that could capture these moments, even when like far away, I could like zoom in and like capture what I watching because trust and believe, I wish I could have take my eyes out and put them in your head to show you some of the things I see while I was there. in Colombia. Real talk. Telling you, beautiful, beautiful place. The mountains, the people, the food, the energy. Man, I eat some good fish. I dance salsa. For those who don't know, I actually could have danced bachata, merengue, and salsa long before I went to Colombia from since maybe high school days. I was a dancer. I could dance. Don't play with me. I shot even day down there. Don't play with me. But anyways, yeah, Colombia's a vibe. Straight up. But more than that, this trip was an eye opener for me. Seeing a different world make me realize, how big life really is, how important and valuable life really is. You gotta value life. Got to value life. You know. So yeah, I would like to know who here ever been to South America. I know my boy Clem say he was to Venezuela. You know, but if not, where would you like to go in South America? If you could hop on a plane tomorrow, where you would like to tell me? Leave a chat, leave a comment in the chat. What I meant to say, you know. But yeah, like I say, one of the biggest takeaways from this trip was perspective. Back home here in St. Martin, sometimes we just complain about the system, money, stress, how things not moving fast enough. Even me, I'd be checking like, bye, things ain't going how I want, or like you got plans and things maybe ain't turning, the wheels ain't turning as fast as you would have hoped. But when you go away and you see people living with less, working harder, and still smiling, it'll change you. I see people hustling on the side of the road selling mango slices, guava slices, you name it, all kind of different fruits, chicharron, cane juice. That was one of my favorites. That stand out to me. Yeah. But yeah, eat sale, maybe gave them $1, but they out there on the grind. Like they ain't playing that every day faithfully. Every single day. Like I telling on you. I telling on you, look, I buy that cane juice a lot because that's something that was dear to me. Anybody that know me know I a agriculture man. I went down there, I check out all kind of different fruits, all kind of different things. Yeah, I was down there and that type of vibe. So the cane juice, I even show not last episode, but the episode before. I take a picture like the setup. I love with all my heart those cane press machine. It's so beautiful. Nice wooden varnish. I love the manufacturing. I love the engineering. But anyways, sidetrack, tangent. Point at time. These people out here, every corner, let me say, got his cane juice machine. It ain't just a one-off thing. Like everybody all over Cali have these cane press and they selling this cane juice. And they selling the cane juice for 5,000 pesos. Maybe, some for 5,000, some for 6,000. And let me tell you, the conversion is basically 4,000 pesos to $1. Right now, it gone down. Like since I've been there, it dropped. It dropped like literally consistently while I was there. It dropped from maybe like 3,800, 3,900, and it reached to like 3,800. Right now it's like 3,780 around that. But just know, For easy maths, let me go easy maths. 4,000 pesos. So 4,000 to $1. So every time they sell me a cup of that cane juice for 5,000 pesos, I pay maybe $1 and change. Understand maths. We are breaking down the simple maths with me right now. And they taking it with a smile. We here, some of us here back home, we want to take a job. We checking man $5. We want to leave the home for that. We want to leave home to go make a $5 a product wherever you're selling. But that's perspective. That's perspective, my family. That's gratitude. That's we sleep in an opportunity. Honestly, we comparing instead of appreciating. And I was down there checking, like, I wish like majority of St. Martin could have maybe take a trip to Colombia, take a trip somewhere and see how these people hustling to make $1. I talked to one of the people then, a partner, he got like a studio, and he was telling me they working for maybe like 60,000 pesos a day on their job, which convert to like $15 US. We here, like construction man, making like $60 to $100 a day for their work. These people getting 60,000 pesos. Like different job, they're probably getting more. But just understand, I went central, the town. So like north, in the north of Cali, they have the central commercial center, whereas it's just shops and stores and vendors on the side of the road, in the buildings. All just look, honestly, the first day I went there, I almost get a headache. Like just sensory overload, straight up. Because my partner, he been there a couple times, so we went there, me, he and another fella, who both of us, me and the other fella, come down together. So both of us knew he checking, he went up there, so we gonna go up with him. He gonna show us the road. My next friend who just come up with me, he went by the mall across the road from the hotel. He maybe went in like a sports line, checking by, you want to see shoes and things. Yeah, I like shoes. Yeah, I like sports line, line of shoes. Yeah, yeah. When we gone Central, are you want to talk about shoes? I'll say like a road of shoes, the whole, like a calle, una calle, a whole street for shoes. Like shops for hats, shops for clippers. If you want to cut your hair, you want electronics, you want like leather shoes, man. What does your heart desire? You tell me what your heart desire, and I can tell you it's there. I went in, cause they have like two towers. They have like a hotel tower, like a Plaza de Cali, sorry, which is like a tower hotel for the something floors. But apart from that, by Central, they have like a building that has like Torre de Cali. Not Torre de Cali. Tor, something with Tor. Long story short, separate from that is like think on like pennies times 10. Anybody from St. Martin will be familiar. But now, what surprised me is a building, but then it's like they got a parking lot built into the building. So when I walk in the first floor, I check in, okay, cool. There's, a shopping center, all kind of different things, selling jewelry, underwear, you name it, man. You name it, there. I check in, I tell the partner, okay, yeah, I want to check out maybe a pants and a shirt. like a jeans and a shirt. We checking cool, no problem. Let me go upstairs. I thinking we gonna go like second, third floor. We hit at least 8 flight of stairs just to reach to where this man want to bring me to see these shots for me to buy. But, and I telling you, from like the first, second floor, when we gone up, I check him away. But the parking lot right there, I watching the cars coming up while I inside the shop. I inside the shop walking around. I seeing people shopping inside the shop, and you could go to that side if you want to check out like maybe pants and jeans and things. You could go this way behind me if you want to go check out shots and different things. And then literally the the parking lot, like it just it had me amazed of how everybody hustling, but like also the engineering, the ingenuity, how these people think to do this thing like this. Like, wow. It had me amazed. I ain't gonna like that. Real that, you know? And I really checking like these people ain't playing. These people ain't playing but they grind. These people is hustling. These people is out here getting it. No matter what, day in, day out, all the people on the side of the road, like the people that got a vending stalls on the side of the road, wherever they selling, whether shoes, whether like side bags, whether they selling like chicharron food, whatever it is, at the end of the day, they gotta pack up and bring it back home or wherever they got it stored. So don't feel like, yeah, everything is fine and dandy. They go leave that day, I'll come back tomorrow. No, they working for that money. I'm telling you, perspective. It really gives me perspective, and like it made me feel like things aren't always as bad as we think. So I gotta ask, like, when was the last time you realized that something you did was good? Like, when was the last time you felt like you realized how blessed you really are? You know, you appreciated the moments or whatever it is you have in your life that you just do. When was the last time you do something or something made you feel or made you realize how blessed you are really? Leave it in the chat. You know? Yeah. No, but the guys from across Palmer, Great Bay, they're doing good. I could tell you from business perspective. Like some people will look at things like, oh yeah, $5, but in business it's all about scale. So yeah, it could be $5, but when you sell 100, that's $500. If you sell 1,000, that's $5,000. You know, and yeah, like I said, it's all about perspective. So I could promise you, because I good with them guys from Great Bay that are selling coconut water, and now they're selling the cane juice and thing too. They've been doing it at least a couple months now. And I rate they hustle, you know. Big up my boy down upon for sure one time. Big up your brother, you know. All the dogs them up there, Fort William. I gotta pick up my dogs and these hustlers. I could promise you that. And they on their grind. And they ain't playing about their money. And they making sure they manage their money and saving. And you could see it because what? You could see the elevation. And that's what life is about. You don't want to just stay in one place all the time. Nah. You want to elevate. You want to see better for yourself, for your family, for everybody around you, right? So that's what life is all about, elevation. Everything grows. A plant starts from a seed and it grows into a humongous tree. You want to see the trees I see when I was in Colombia, I checking like, man, you must see like 100, 200 years old, big, humongous, wide trunk, like People talk about tree hugging, you can't hug that tree. I telling you, straight up, you can't hug that tree. That tree is, your hands can't get around that. You gotta be Mr. Elastic. Straight. But yeah, you see, look, just like I say, huge population always like that, but you see allows a lot of that. But yeah, for sure, when you got more people, you got more opportunity, we got more people seeing you, more people passing and thing, but that don't mean you can't make something of yourself even in a small population, like we say like in St. Martin. And I'm glad to hear that Kay say that today self you find something to be appreciative for. That's love. That's something that we need in life, because trust and believe. Life could be a battle, but God with us always, and here and there he does give us like little signs to show us like, look, he there with us, and we just gotta pay attention. But yeah, like I say, you just hear people here in St. Martin saying, yeah, things hard, and yes, we got challenges for sure, but when you travel and you see that every country has its struggles, it does really give you perspective. You see people with less making more out of it. So I guess one message I have to say today, instead of complaining, we got to start creating. And I say that to myself too. That's like, don't feel like I saying this, like, yeah, trying to throw shit. Nah, like, yeah, same. Like I say, I feel like this Colombia trip reignite me. Like, I kind of feel so with Bonia too, but it had me checking like I've been sleeping real time. They check, and yeah, that was one thing I could say. Instead of complaining, we gotta start creating. Instead of saying bye, things hard, things feeling defeated, we gotta find out how we could get ourselves up, how we could overcome these adversities that we just face on a daily basis. Because trust and believe, life will always send we things so we head for. It don't stop. It don't stop. Just when you feel like things good again, something else gonna come and try knock you. So we gotta really stay firm, and like stand on our 10 toes. We gotta stand firm. So like I say, instead of complaining, we gotta be creating. Instead of hating, we gotta be appreciating. You check? That's how we just turn frustration into fuel. You check, and that's one thing I promise you are going to be doing. No cap. I ain't gonna leave nothing stop me. No more than ever. Nothing ain't gonna stop me. Nothing ain't gonna keep me back. Not even me. Not even me. I tell now you that here right now on this podcast live. Not even Oliver Nathaniel Jr. Williams going keep himself back. All doors open. All gas, no brakes. Straight. I tell now you check. Really broaden mindset. Really open my eyes and open my mind. But that's one thing I could say. That's why I always encourage people, especially young people, especially children and things. I just encourage them to travel. If you can, travel, see other things. You don't even have to go far. Take a ferry, go St. Bart's, go Anguilla. Just step outside of your usual bubble. Doing that does give you a new lens. You see things different. And trust me, sometimes that's all we need. Sometimes we might feel so defeated, but sometimes we just need that breath of fresh air. We just need to take ourselves out of that environment that we in, that circumstance. Like Myron Golden on YouTube, a guy that has listened to, he just say, Circumstance is just the circle you're standing in, which is true. Words are built, like he also says. And if we was to break them down, they have meaning. And literally, if you really break circumstance down, it's literally the circle you're standing in. So whatever circumstance you're facing right now, only you, only I could get me out of whatever circumstance, situation, whatever it is, whatever circle I'm standing in. Only I could get me out of it. Only you can get you out of it. And we have to remember that a lot of times we rely on other people, but it's us and God. That's all we need. You and God. God can see us through all things. Real talk. But sometimes that's all we need. A little step back. Like I say, helicopter view. Take a step back and see things from a different lens, a different perspective, a different angle. Like they say, you don't see the elephant until you take a step back, because what? All you seeing is the trunk, or all you seeing is the tail. But when you really step back, you're checking like, whoa, this is a monstrosity I'm facing. But then you could see, okay, it's weak here. This is a weak point. This is where I could tackle it. And then you do that. It's just like a rock. Any sculptor will tell you the same thing. They could take a rock and they'll stand up and analyze it and watch it, feel it up, and checking like, okay, this is the weakest point. I would take my chisel and hit it right here. Bah! And the whole thing was apart. Bam. Different lens. That's all you need sometimes. I tell you. I tell you that from experience. I tell you that from living it right now. I went down there and it just like, look, you could ask my boys and my call them and I checking, yo, we need to go Colombia. Like, yo, just different perspective. Just open your eyes, open your mind. Anybody know? I just give out a visual, but I ain't got no visuals for you today. But just know, I can give you value always. And yeah, that's one thing. Like I say, I like telling people, and I always an advocate of going out and seeing the world, because like even from young, like God bless, my father, my parents, they bless me to go and see different things, like I see the world, I went other islands, I see other cultures, how other people are living, and it give me appreciation first of all for what I have. It give me appreciation for my country, St. Martin. I love St. Martin with all my heart, and I would do everything for St. Martin. But also, it gave me perspective. Like I say, when you see how other people doing things, like I share earlier, I share the car wash example, but even on a, let me say on a different note, like when you see how hard people live in, like I see people literally digging in the garbage, flipping over garbage, taking food out and eating. It'll make you say like, why look, things ain't so bad in my country now. Things ain't so bad, So that's why I'm telling you, you don't have to go far. Like maybe things might not be so sweet with you right now, but like I say, if you're here in St. Martin, maybe go Anguilla. Anguilla very cheap. You go over there less than $100. You reach over, you could just take a taxi, tell them, look, drive me around. Let me see the place. You ain't even gotta stay over there. You could just go on a day trip. Tell them I want to see the place. You catch the last ferry back. Because you could buy it round trip. That's round trip. 70 something dollars, I think. 70 something going at $80. Round trip. You go, you see the place. Maybe however much the taxi man charge you. You see another country. Bam, one time, quick like that. And trust me, you're gonna appreciate yourself for doing that. Or maybe you say, you know what, I want see St. Bart's. Or maybe, okay, you like Kaylin, you in Florida, you checking, you know what? I never see Key West. Let me take a drive down there. Or, went West Palm already, but maybe I'll go a little further. Maybe let me go, instead of Orlando, let me go Tampa this time. See something different, you know? You see, yeah, you see, taxes and ferry to AXA and AXA in total is 80. Yeah, I think I spent like 70 something because it was like 30 and 30, but then it was like 35 to go. And then like, I think the taxes to come back was like 11. So like 41. So something like that. Yeah. You see, 76. You see, look, what I just tell you, 35, 41. Bam, on your head. I wasn't looking when you say that. So boom. Don't know. Bless up yourself. Big up on yourself for that. So anybody who ain't from St. Martin, that chicken bar, I wanna know how much it is to reach to Anguilla from St. Martin. $76. And that's for everybody. Straight. I really don't think they have no added taxes other than. Appreciate you for joining, my brother Cody. Blessings. My college brethren, appreciate the love and support. Blessings for joining. You don't know, appreciate it. But yeah, like I say, gotta go see places. Look, if I didn't go to Florida, I wouldn't have know Cody, but good friend, Richard, and good people. You just meet good people. Like I meet some good people when I was in Colombia. I tell you, like people are checking, like they ain't even wanted me to go. The last night is like they wanted to have a party for me. I telling you, straight up. And I check in, look, you gotta come say Martin. Straight. One thing I could tell her, are you here? Straight live. I always promoting St. Martin. Always. No matter where I be, no matter what I doing, I want to say the most patriotic St. Martin. But that's a big statement. But yeah. I always bigging up St. Martin. Even when people talking down on St. Martin, I always bigging up St. Martin. When I away, I always promoting St. Martin, telling everybody come to St. Martin. So yeah, things might not be how it should be in St. Martin. For sure, a lot of things could fix in St. Martin, but guess what? I always pick up my country. Like, I even had an argument with a friend of mine. He was, checking like, yeah, this and that, this broken and that broken, and checking like, yeah, you know, St. Martin dumb, St. Martin stupid, and I checking, no, don't call my country stupid. Keep in mind, he's from here, so don't feel like it's a foreigner saying this. But like the passion and the anger. And I check in, look, it ain't St. Martin. The people in St. Martin doesn't do what they're supposed to do, how they're supposed to do it. But my country is a lovely country, a beautiful country, and there's no place in the world like St. Martin. I say that all the time. No place in this whole entire world like this little 37 square miles. Straight up. I ain't like, I was down there in Colombia checking, yeah, Colombia, no, checking, yeah. I hablando and, I salsaing and, but still, St. Martin, straight up, straight up. No lie, I check in, I need to start some type of operation, some type of business in Colombia, even property and things sounding good in Colombia. You check, but straight, they could never take me out of St. Martin. You check, if it was different, I would have been in Miami all now, straight up. And I got proof for that right here on this live. You check, like if I really had say, you know what, I can live in another country. I could have been living in the United States right now by checking, you know what? I am not living illegally in another man country, looking over my shoulder. Nah, I coming home. I can get my rights for states the right way in the sense of like, I could go get a what? investor's visa. I could get a 10 years visitor's visa. I could do what I want. I could go how I want. But if I stay up there illegally, anyhow let me say, get found out or get kicked out or I gotta leave for whatever reason, I can't come back. So I check in, you know what? I come back to my country. When I want go states, I'll go states. But my country is home. And I ain't gonna change. You check? You see, look, Clemson, especially now. You check? Especially now with how your buy Trump going on. Bye. But I ain't gonna lie, I'll be real with all you. I don't think you would have found me if I was there. No. Straight up. But what? We still moving correct. I just move with strategy always. You gotta watch the board, read the board, and make the right moves, the right mindset. Check. But yeah, straight up, my brother. Straight up, you wouldn't have find me. Yeah. Matter of fact, you know when he would have find me? When I sitting at the table with he and when I sitting at the table with he and Sam Altman and Jeff Bezos and the Mark Zuckerbergs and things, then you would have been checking my all about. Oh wait, you was here illegally all the time, man, bro. Don't worry about that, man. Check. But what? Watch nothing. Yeah, we making things happen always, and like I say, some people they just get so close-minded. You know, they never realize that the world is bigger than the streets, the neighborhoods, or the island that they on. You know, but the moment you see something new, you just realize that there's more possible for you. You know, there's more possibility. There's more opportunity in the world. Like even here in St. Martin, we might be checking like all is defeated, but if we really was to think outside the box, I'm telling you, we probably could find that thing that can open that door for we to prosperity and our purpose. Straight, you know. So, like I say, I gotta be honest. This trip was a self-check for me. I check in, I've been sleeping. This trip make me realize that I just be here talking about business growth and opportunity, and every week I on this podcast. And while I've been encouraging everybody. I feel like I haven't been executing to my full potential. You know, I've been doing things, but I've been sleeping on some of my own gifts and own opportunity. And now I awake, I'll say. Honestly, I wake up this morning with an energy. Look, I wake up this morning ready to come on this podcast. Like, yo, conquering lion spirit. Just I awake, I back and ready to conquer every goal with fresh eyes, you know. And I'll be 100% honest. I ain't got the energy I had this morning, you know. I get some news, you know, things. Just yeah, the devil busy. But yeah, one thing for sure, I ain't gonna sleep. And I ain't sleeping. I awake. And trust and believe I ain't see all about making moves. Straight up. You know? I got things I gotta handle, of course, first. But I ain't sleeping on nothing. Nothing. So yeah, I gotta tell you, travel reminded me that life is bigger than circumstances. And that's one thing I gotta tell you. Life is bigger than your circumstances, you know. You don't have to be rich to start living. Check. You just have to start moving. Check. In any way you can. You don't have to be a millionaire. You don't have to have $1 million to say, yeah, I can go Angola. I need $10,000 to go Angola. I need 10,000, 5,000, $3,000 to go to whatever. No. Look, even if you can't afford a plane ticket, explore YouTube, read a book, watch some documentaries, or even take a local trip, take a day trip. You know, growth starts with curiosity. Remember that. So from time you in your bubble and you checking like, bah, yeah, this is it, this is what life is, you don't grow straight up. So you gotta grow. You gotta step out your comfort zone. And sometimes we just feel defeated, but we could make things happen and we could make ourselves feel better with sometimes the smallest of things, you know. And I'll end or lastly give some practical tips here which related to this podcast today about perspective, purpose, and power of travel. I have to say, the first thing first, start saving small. Even if it's $10, even if it's $1. Oh, sorry. Whatever it is. Today. If you check in, you know what? I like all of us say, I want to go on some trip, whether it's to Anguilla, whether it's wherever it is you live and you want to go on a simple trip, just a quick day trip or you know, something simple, or if you want, you could be a little more extravagant. That's on you. Whatever you want, start small. Like I say, which this is a lesson from Richest Man in Babylon, the book The Richest Man in Babylon. I talk about that in one of my episodes, couple episodes ago, about change your perspective, change your mind, change your perspective, change your mindset, change your perspective. Yeah. Boom. Richest Man in Babylon. They got a principle that says save 10% of every earnings you make. So if you somebody that okay, you work in a monthly job, so you getting paid every month, take 10%. Take 10%, chuck it away somewhere, even if it's on an account. I'll recommend you because what I've been wanting to do or how I've been looking at things is make like a separate account for that. So like a savings account or like a they got some pro like let me say I got Wise and Wise have like a kind of savings jar, tip jar type of account, which it ooh, sorry, necessity. Didn't realize I was not plugged in. Anyways, we up now. Boom. So yeah, Wise got like savings account too that like if you want you could make a portion go to that. Or they have like this chime app that I know like every time you make a purchase or you spend some money, it does like take a percentage or the change does go to like a savings, they don't type different things, whatever it is. However, you decide you want to set up yourself to start saving today. Start small. I know, okay, maybe you somebody like me that you don't work you don't got a fixed job that now you getting paid every month. Is like maybe you do a job now, you get a little pay here, bam, 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 take 10% out, chuck it away. Even that, I check in, I read the book, I know the principles, and I ain't been doing it. When I said I've been doing it, but when I was working, since I stopped working, like you might save a little something and then you need some money, so you go, you touch it. But nah, we about business, we about elevation, we elevating ourselves. So if we say, you know what, this is for we trip, that's what it for. We ain't touching that. Straight up. Look, number one, telling you discipline. Yeah, discipline. Start small. Start saving small. That's number one. Number two, plan early. Number three, research before you go. Number four, document the journey. So I recommend you document from since you're saving, because then you feel even better about it, because then you see like what? I save from this and I make this and now I get to go away. You take some pictures of it, good. And number five, my last one, apply what you learn. So, like I say, number one, start saving small. It all adds up fast, like Kaylin say. It does add up. I could tell you, look, my dividends, it just growing. And every month when I see that dividend payment drop, I check in. I ain't gotta work for that no more. That money that paying me now, paying it just compounded. Because I ain't got it paying me. When I'm ready for it, I'll take it. And that ain't gonna be no time soon. That for sure I discipline about. I promise you that. I ain't gonna never change that till maybe some type of old age. The most I'll do is use it as leverage. Maybe sometime when my portfolio big enough, if I want to do some type of investment, I'll say, okay, look, I got this portfolio here. You could use it as collateral. Cool. But me taking nothing out of them. Straight up. Most I'll do if I put in little other options or little other trades, like I say, I had a Nvidia, I had buy a little Nvidia and I had sell that. So yeah, that was mine. But then honestly, I put it back in. So I ain't take it out of the platform. So it still went back. So but yeah, my trading thing, I gonna do that and I gonna make my money there. And some of my money gonna go still in that too. But what? Yeah. Start saving. Start saving. Even if it's $10, even if it's $1. When you chuck $1 today, then tomorrow or the day after you chuck another dollar. By the time the month end, you got at least a good couple of dollars there. You'll be surprised. I ain't want to call no number, but by the time you look stock, you got 50. I ain't want to give no time frame. And then it grows. Like Casey, it all adds up fast. You know? Plan early. You know you want to go somewhere, like we say, we talk about different things. Some people say Maldives, some people say Dubai. I like Dubai. I ain't gonna like that's a place I've been looking at. So. But wherever it is you want to go, plan early, look into it, check in, okay, how much the tickets for, how much the hotel, what I would want to do. Nowadays they got everything all included, trip, hotel, activities. It's what you want to do. Check. You know, research before you go. Learn about the culture, the currency, the customs. One thing I'll say, I was down there living like a king, man, because like I tell her, you a US dollar is like 4,000 pesos. So yeah, certain things converting like exact. You know, like I say, I went in like sports line and a pair of shoes was about 2 million change, you know, so that was like a couple $100. But other than that, oh God, nothing, no, not there. I'm sorry, that would make me laugh. But but yeah, though. Yeah. Research, because yeah, like I said, we're living like a kingdom there because conversion was crazy. So I go change $100. I got like 300. I got almost 400,000 pesos. Let me just say like that. I buy in a beer for maybe 5,000. Yeah, okay, maybe I go buy food for like 30 something thousand, maybe 20 something thousand. Certain things you go buy, different prices, maybe 100,000, 200,000. So different things is you gotta pay like kind of it convert exact, like if you was somewhere else, you gotta pay like $60 for this, so it's 200 something thousand pesos, but yeah, for the most part, I was living like a king. And straight up, I'll be straight up with you. I am not I'm not the richest man in Babylon. Some people might watch me like things good with me, but trust and believe I've been stumbling and fumbling and struggling for good couple of months. Like I've been sucking salt and just making things happen as the days go, you know. But yeah, I was down there living good. I really appreciate all I experienced down there, you know, the good. Like I was down there right behind my hotel, had like a park that was like literally I walk out the hotel, I walk around the corner like 2 blocks behind. They got like a park and I see all kind of different like animals. They had a stream. Like I say, I didn't get to see it, but they had otters, which is like, you know, like sea otters, but you know, it's like a river. They had, like I say, I see a fox, I see woodpecker, I see my partner tell me he see a armadillo, I see possum, I see man, all kind of thing, man. I'm telling you, experience life self. That was why I've been here talking about self cause. Big up yourself one time. Appreciate you for joining. You know, like I said, I talk about majority of the things I see in my previous episode, but yeah, all of that was nice to me. Like just that environment, being that in that natural environment. Like literally, I sit down out there and I say to myself, like, this is what the Bible talking about in the 23rd Psalm. The Lord is my shepherd. When they say, lie down in green pastures and sit beside the still waters. Like literally, I sit down up there and I check him by. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. He leadeth me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. Restored my soul. Leadeth me in the path of righteousness for his name's sake. But yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil, because he is always with me. Anointing me from the crown of my head to the sole. I tell you, I was living like a king. I felt like that restoration of my soul down there. Like I felt like just God pouring into me, like real talk, like just the environment, the vibes, the food. I ain't gonna like food in the hospital. I mean, in a hotel was not all. Check. When I went on the road, I find some good spots. I'll be honest. There are some spots I could tell all about, you know. But yeah. I enjoy myself up there. Like I say, give me perspective, and that's why I come here with this perspective for checking. Look, we gotta really reset. Exactly, we gotta. Sometimes that's all we need. Just like press that reset button, checking out. Okay, life hard. Life not always be lifing, and the bills not always be there. Things that always gotta get deal with, you know. But sometimes we just need that deep breath, that take that deep breath, that step back and reset, you know, and come back with fresh eyes. And like I said, you know, document your journey, take pictures. I got a lot of pictures, so much like I always, I like since I went Bonilla, I got videos and things I say, yeah, I'm gonna put together a nice like Bonilla vlog type thing. Wait, I self still waiting on it. This is why I tell her I've been sleeping. I got so much opportunity. I got so much content. I got so much. I got. Look, I can tell it to her here like it's not. Biggie got his line. Anybody who familiar with Notorious B.I.G., he got his line in Machine Gun Funk. He said, "I got technique stripping out my butt cheeks, sleep on my stomach so it don't mess up my sheets." And honestly, I'd be checking like, yeah, that's it. That's media self. Like, look, like, man, so much brains in his head, so much skill, so much opportunity, so much know-how, so much knowledge. But the application of the knowledge is where the power truly lies. Like I always say, you know. So you could know everything, you could have everything in your head, but once you're doing nothing with it, what's it there for? It's just there. You check, feel that. So yeah, that's why the last thing I got to tell you is apply what you learn. Let your experiences shape your actions. When you return, leave the things you learn allow you to really grow. Don't just take it like, "Ah, yeah, that was cool, I see," and then continue on the same day to day. If you see something you could do better for yourself, do it. Yeah, maybe you might not get that. Maybe you might go there and just enjoy the place and checking like, okay, this was nice, and back to the regular scheduled program. Cool, that's normal too. But still, it's good that you went and you experienced something else. But trust and believe, if you can and you should, go find a purpose, wherever it is. Because sometimes we just be so clouded and so blinded in our day to day that our purpose right in front of us and we don't see it. So whatever it is you have to do to get a reset, to get a blinders removed, that clear vision, that clear sight, that like the song go, I can see clearly now the rain is gone. Yeah, telling you, whatever it is you gotta do for that. Whatever it is, I can see all obstacles in my way and move them out of that. Yeah, straight, straight up. But yeah, for sure, nature does reset the soul. And that's why I am nature man. That's why I am an agriculture man. That's one of the main reasons I am always advocating for agriculture. Because long before that trip, long before today, long before all of that, that's something I always valued. Like I would get up kind of on a daily basis and just go in the garden and just sit on in that environment. And I'd tell people like even if it's 10 minutes, just take that reset, just sit in that present time and appreciate what's around you. Appreciate that moment, and I just try to really take in the moments, whether good or bad. And even today, had a bad experience, and I really say, you know what? Let me just take this moment for myself with him and try to, have that for myself. So I'll tell you that's something we really need. We need whatever it is, whether the good or bad, you gotta just like reset yourself because nobody can do it for you. No? Nobody can breathe for you. Nobody can like come and wake you up or pick you up out of bed. That's why we have to give thanks to God every single day that we get up. 'Cause only God could give us breath. We don't have to get up. Only God know that. He checking, you know what? You gotta see more days. And you got things to do still. So he give us that breath. And we have to appreciate that. And after that, we have to realize that after God is we. It's the only people we could depend on. First step. Let me put it like that. Once you could depend on you, everything else fall in place. Your people can be there for you for sure. But if you don't if you defeated, if you wailing and bawling, and if you, I always tell my parents, I always used to does tell my parents like keep yourself together because when you down, when you're on a sick bed, all the goals, all the plans, all the things you want to do still have to get done. They still can't get accomplished. So give yourself grace. That's the biggest message I could say. I've been really doing that for myself, and I guess that's why I've been sleeping so in my perspective. But I've been really giving myself grace and telling myself, look, yes, we got things we want to do, we got things we have to handle, but Rome was not built in a day. Even God Himself rested on the seventh day. So, yes, we have to get to work. We have to do what we got to do. But don't feel shame if you take a day for yourself. Don't feel shame if you have to reset, if you have to recharge, just like how you to charge up your phone battery, just like how you to charge up your laptop or whatever to be. We need a recharge too. We running on current. We use electricity, water, electricity, and ash. Just like a fruit does decay, go back to ash. Same thing. Check. So give yourself grace. Realize that yes, maybe we might not be where we want to be, but we still could make things happen for ourselves. And yeah, one thing I could say, sometimes not because things are out of sight means they're not possible. Because not because of the sights, but because of the insights. You know, that's where the blessings will come from. Like they say, faith of a mustard seed in the Bible. Sometimes you doesn't see it, but you gotta have the faith. You gotta hold firm, hold strong, and stand firm. And most I could tell you. So, like I say, this trip was a blessing for me. It reminded me that gratitude fuels growth, and that when you see more, you dream more. So whether you in Colombia, in St. Martin, or wherever you're listening from, the key is to stay open, stay grateful, and keep moving forward. You know, so blessings. Keep your mind open and your spirit strong and your hands busy building the vision that you see for yourself. And with that, I have to say I appreciate you guys for really coming on. Like I said, I really got some bad news today, and a part of me was checking like, you know, honestly, no. Let me not lie. At no point in time I tell myself I ain't gonna do this. I say I have to do it. I was told by other people, I don't have to do it, and you know, I was told that I don't have to do it. Nobody ain't gonna watch nothing if I don't show up anything. But I do this for me, and I tell myself just like how I tell you. Last week I did this episode. I say consistency is key. Just last week, I tell you, look, from my start this podcast, day one, I ain't miss a week. Not 1 week. No matter what the circumstances was, wherever I was, I made it happen. And now I'm back in my country. God bless. I'm back in St. Martin. And today is no different. I say I had to do this. You check? So I'll say this episode is in loving memory of my father, Oliver Nathaniel Williams, who had his last breath today. God bless. Only God knows what he was going through. So he is now in a better place. I know for sure my father was a godly man, and even later on, he always would be close. He'll be listening to the Bible. He'll make sure he's praying and thing. And I know for sure he wouldn't leave that go and leave that side. So I know for sure he up there with the angels with my grandmother, all that. So yeah, I had to do this for you. He would allow me to do this for you. And I ain't even know like how much nights like I do my episode and like he'll call me after checking by it. That was a good one by like we'll talk like they had a time. I do the podcast and literally after the podcast we was on like an hour on the phone afterwards. Talking about all kind of different things related, you know. But yeah, so I do this one for you. And I don't care who feel what, who what, say what. I do this for me and he. This is in love with me. And I know he will want me to do because yeah, I love it. Yeah. And yeah, tough day. Like I say, I had a nice, I tell her, I wake up this morning feeling like a lion in the jungle, like I'm telling you, like Simba on top of the rock, ready to come back and roar in my country. And I get out blow it and it threw me off. And like I say, there was talks about not doing it, but I say I have to. I don't know. Like I said, maybe some people might say crazy, but I do it straight up for me. So just know next week I can be here for sure, no matter what. If I hear today, look, hi, look, straight up. If I hear today, what else could start? I tell her all you not even Oliver Nathaniel Jr. Williams going to get in his own way. Straight up. All of the opportunity that is at my fingertips. I am not fumbling no bags. Look, anything that I could go and do. Kawa was for me going to be for me. And I ain't a greedy man. The check. I know other people gotta eat too, but what? Whatever God put on my plate, I gotta eat it. I promise you that. Straight up. Today. November 10th, day before St. Martin's Day. I tell man straight. I ain't sleeping. See this red? Blood in my eyes right now. Straight up. Yeah. I like a bull right now, see me red. Ever see bull run? You see like bull run at the markets that have I is my own bull run right now. Straight up. Bull, lion. I tell you, lion heart. It got like growing up in my house, my father always had like this big lion poster, and I always had love it like a roaring lion. One of his foot was like in the water, and I always had wonder like if like maybe a fish or something bite its foot in it, like checking. But roaring lion, conquering lion spirit, straight up. We ain't sleeping. And I gonna say I'm gonna preserve that poster, that portrait, and that gonna be a nice reminder. I say that. Check, but yeah, one thing I gotta tell you, as always, love alone, love alone. I appreciate you so much. Real talk for the love, the blessings, the cars, everything. Like I say, I'm not a reticent man. I mean, I am a very reticent man. I don't always share my deepest, darkest feelings. I would be going through things and taking things stride, just I'll fight my battles on my own a lot of times. Like I just say, born alone, die alone. But I could say for sure I am very appreciative of the people I have around me. And even that's one thing my trip showed me too, like that I have people that I could rely on and depend on. And that's something that I value so much, especially as the businessman I am, the business oriented and business minded person I am. That's something I value because especially here in my country, I ain't gonna lie, I love my people, but I be checking by. It's hard to find reliable people in my country. It's hard to find people that you could say, yeah, okay, we're gonna do this, and they'll stay consistent on it straight through. They'll start up good and then falter. You check, so I could say that's one thing this trip show me. I got people I could depend on. I got people that I know I could depend on myself. I know I could stand firm in a battle. I is a soldier. But I know for sure I got people got my back. And that's something I appreciate. You check? I don't leave that slide. That's something I can't talk to nobody else. But that's something that I value in people, in friends, in family. Because telling you, I see people that just jokey, but straight up and say like jokey. They ain't serious. And when I say serious, I mean you gotta be all the time. I don't laugh all the time. But when it comes to my business, I bout my business always. I don't play about my business. And I need people like that around me. So it's a breath of fresh air to see people around me that I know and feel I could be better. You check? Telling you, I telling you, that's something I don't know about God. But for me, because I is somebody, I I I don't have no bad mind, no malicious bone in my body. Like I ain't never one of them people that checking by, yeah, I could get over and he like this. Never one day have I thought to myself, by yeah, I doing business with this person and wow. Hi Natalia. I appreciate you for joining. All the way from Colombia. My people, look, love, love, love. I appreciate you for joining. Real talk. You know, I had to say that. I had to take that tangent for that. But yeah, like I say about my business, and I ain't no bullshitter. I don't normally cuss here, but I have to say it straight like that. Check. And I am man. I don't ever think like, bah, yeah, I hustling with this person, how I could get over on this person. Nah, a lot of people in my country, that's how they is. And I don't like that. But I could tell you, I am man, I'm doing business with you, I can tell you what it is. And that's how it's supposed to be. We supposed to be straight with each other always. Maybe we might not always like what the other person say, but at least rip off the band-aid because that's what respect is. When you tell people what it is straight, they know how they could deal with it. So yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I watch other people and watch how other people are moving, things other people are doing, and I be checking like that. But to each their own. Like my father would say, every man to your own order, you know. And I just say every man, woman, and child, everybody will move how they want to move, how they see fit. But yeah. But yeah, my people, I love you. I can come off of this, man. I did say I'm gonna do it short today. And yeah, I proud of myself for sure. I do it. Yeah, you did it. Pat myself on the back. See, look, what does it give to stab someone in the back to get ahead? Exactly. Nothing. You may get out now, but then it can be short lived. You check? And then what goes around comes around. So then somebody gonna do it to you, and then be vexed that day, but you won't think about what you do to John when he was done. Check. But yeah, though, my people, I love you. Real talk. I love you. I really appreciate you for coming on, vibes in with me. Whether it's from the first episode, whether it's only from this last episode, whether it's only today, whatever it is, I appreciate it. Trust and believe. Just know, every week I hear, whether you hear or not, I hear. You could always go back, watch it on YouTube, all the episodes on YouTube, every single one. Not all of them on Facebook. So, yeah, Facebook does do what I want. So, I allow that and do what I want. So, yeah, if you want to see all the different things I talk about, trust me, I talk about some good things on this podcast. Nothing nonsense, everything of value. Trust me, every episode you're gonna get value from, you know. And yeah, just know I'm gonna be here next week. Like I said, if I here today, next week, straight, every single week, consistency and discipline. I ain't, I ain't understand. I hope maybe, even though, like I say, I self was be sleeping on myself, I hope I could still be a motivation to you. I hope that I could still inspire you, motivate you to go out, get up and do something, you know? And you don't know. Once I doing that, I doing my job. I living in purpose. I gotta ask God, give me the wisdom and understanding to do the things that you put me here to do in a way that's pleasing to you and in service to those who you put me here to serve. And I honestly feel like this here is my purpose. This here is part of my purpose. Like since I start on this journey, I I could see the growth and I really see how like things just falling into place like Tetris, like I always say, So just know it's love. I love how you. I appreciate how you. We talk, we talk, we talk, we talk, and yeah, next week, next week, the most I could say, bye. Love, 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 and blessings. Try here next week, same time, same place. Doing what I gotta do. I handling business always, 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 always. Not one. Gotta go on business all now. Gotta be the one standing strong and holding firm. Always. But yeah, love alone, my people. I appreciate all you. And yeah, I have a blessed one. Check me out next week.